have I spoken before thee, O Lord, because thou madest the world for our sake.
So Ezra is saying that the world was made for our sakes, because Ezra is Israelites. How do you feel that these people that are nothing are ruling over us when we're supposed to be ruling ourselves? You should feel some kind of way. When you read Ecclesiastes 7:7, it says oppression makes a wise man mad.
Zephaniah chapter 1 and verse 8. And it shall come to pass in the day of the Lord's sacrifice.
On the day when Christ returns, the sacrifice,
that I will punish them.
Will do what?
Punish.
Punish. Punish is good or bad? Bad, right? Read.
The princes.
The princes, which will be the men. Read.
And the king's children.
King's children. So all those that fall under that, which will be the women. Read.
And all such.
And who?
All such.
All such as what?
As are clothed.
What?
Are clothed.
Clothed, meaning have clothes on.
With strange apparel.
So anything outside of God's laws, if you are in sin, that is strange to God. Right. So a woman having pants on would be a sin, strange, an abomination, which death will come upon you.
That's how pants. It's like women can't wear pants like it's your.
So where did our women learn to wear pants from? Who taught the women to wear pants?
Bring it out.
Because you see here, your grandmother, great grandmothers was wearing what? When you was little, you was wearing what? What? Give me a man's gate. You're wearing a dress, right? A dress represents what? To be feminine, to be a woman. If my man was wearing a dress, what would you start being? What would you act like?
When he came over.
But he'll start acting like a woman, right? So when you wear pants, what are you gonna start acting like? A man. So Amelia Bloomer is the one who introduced to you in the women's liberation movement to wear pants. We could be as a man. You see that photo? That's what that pushes. Right. Women's feminine movements. You could do what a man can do. But God said that you are below the man. It goes God, Christ, man, woman. So you can't be equal with the man. You understand that? Okay, watch, read this.
Sirach chapter 19 and verse 29. A man may be known by his look.
So how someone looks may be known by that, right? So if someone from behind was looking over here and saw two people wearing jeans, what would you think they was? They think? They might think you're a man from over there, right? Read.
And one that has understanding by his countenance.
One that has understanding by his countenance or the way he looks. So, you don't have the understanding of a woman to wear a dress, or you don't have the understanding of putting on fringes, right? Or the understanding of shaving your beard, right? Because you know that's a law. Read.
When thou meetest him.
So when we meet you, we'll say, oh, you don't have that understanding. You think the philosophy of the so-called white man. Because the white man pushes, shave your beard, you can eat pork, you can wear pants, it don't matter. Read.
A man's attire.
A man's what?
Attire.
What's the attire? What's in their clothing, right? Read.
And excessive laughter and gait show what he is.
So how do you know that sister in the blue is security? She wearing a what? A security uniform. How do we know? Is there a police officer? How do you know he's a police officer? He got a uniform, right? Over there. You know he's a police officer. So if you was wearing a police officer, but if you was wearing a police outfit but wasn't an officer, then we will come up to you and say, hey, police officer. You be like, no, I ain't a police officer. So the same way, I'm gonna come, hey, sis, or you be like, that's a man's attire. So you're acting like a man when you put on that pants. You'll have some of the traits of a man, right? So the same way as Tyler Perry, when he becomes what's her name? Medea, what do you start acting like? A woman. So see, that's what we gotta follow God's laws. What you got? Yeah.
The book of Romans, chapter 7 and verse 14.
Uh-huh.
For we knew that the law,
And what?
the law
See, the law. God's laws is this whole book. Read.
is spiritual.
So to be a spiritual person, what you got to do?
Yeah, follow the Spirit, follow God.
Follow God. Following the what? God tells us to do what?
Yeah, follow His laws, His commands.
Follow His laws, His commandments. As a woman, putting on a dress will be following what? God's commandments. And as my brother stopped eating pork will be what?
Yeah, that would be one of the commandments. So I guess the disconnect. I read through this a bunch of times.
Okay.
And do my
Revelation
put
12:14.
put it into.
Or 14:12.
So the other brother, before he went out, I think.
Yes, sir.
He read Mark 7. You know, Jesus preached a lot about
Right.
it comes out of the heart, ends up being what's in the heart. He listed a whole bunch of different things in there. Of course, Romans 6 and Galatians 5 talks other stuff that come out of the heart. How much do y'all really try to help us deal with what's in our heart?
That's the Bible helps you deal with what's in your heart and to convert yourself. Read that real quick and then give me Psalms 19:7. Go ahead.
The book of Revelation, chapter 14 and verse 12. Here is the patience of the saints.
So who are the saints? Is the saints the football team? Is the saints the people in the Catholic Church? Who are the saints?
The same people, those who've been set apart.
Who is that?
Those who are disciples of Jesus.
Anybody could be a disciple. So, but can any nation follow Jesus and be a disciple? You say, oh yeah. Okay.
Any person in the nation. I mean, not the whole nation, but like Jesus said, you have to be my disciple if you want to.
And he was speaking to who?
He told them to go speak that to the end of the earth. He was speaking to his disciples.
He was speaking to the disciples. What, his disciples of the nation of Israel?
They were
Right. And then so they're going to go speak to who? More people of Israel. The nation of Israel. When he said go speak to the Gentiles is referring to the people that went into Gentile customs. Right? Watch. Hold on. Well, go ahead, read.
Psalms chapter 148 and verse 14. He exalted the horn of his people. His people.
His people. Who's writing Psalms? This is probably King David, right? King David was a Israelite, right? Tribe of Judah. So if he's speaking, who is he referring to? His people. People of Judah. People of Israel. Read.
The praise of all his saints.
So his people, his saints, read. Even
of the children of Israel.
Who?
Of Israel.
So who is his saints? Who is his people?
Jesus, God's people.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was Israel during that time.
So
Gentiles.
okay, so Matthew's, First Matthew 6. Because do you know
Before Israel was Israel, who's Israel's father?
you have Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, but it goes through that lineage.
It did go through.
Goes through that lineage. It didn't say Abraham, Ishmael, and Jacob. It said Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Right? So it's through that lineage.
Still,
Mm-hmm.
when I came to Abraham and said, I'm going to bless all men through your seed.
Okay. Deuteronomy 4 real quick.
That God, his plan was to save as many as possible.
Right. Okay. But of the nation of Israel. Watch this. Deuteronomy 4:27.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 4 and verse 27. And the Lord,
And who?
the Lord, shall scatter you.
Scatter. Another word for scatter is diaspora. Diaspora, right? When you look up diaspora, who does it refer to? Or disperse? But when you look up diaspora, no, it'll show you Africans. It'll show you people from Africa, right? Read. So Israel was scattered where? Amongst the nations. Read.
And ye shall be left few in number among the heathen.
Among who?
The heathen.
So Israel will be scattered amongst the nations and be left few in number. Deuteronomy 28:30. Where am I? 37? Or scattered 64? So Israel was scattered. God said to Moses in Deuteronomy, tell the children of Israel, you will be scattered. For why? This is why. Get 15 first.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 15.
Uh-huh.
When it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
So if you don't listen, Moses telling Israel, right? If you don't listen,
to observe, to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day.
so if you don't listen to these commandments or these statutes, these laws, because the statute is a sub-law of the commandment, right? You have the 10, and under adultery, you will have, don't be a homosexual, pretty much. Don't lay with other men, right? Read.
That all these curses,
What? Curses
shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
So Moses telling children of Israel, God said, if you do not listen to God and follow what he says, curses are going to come upon you, children of Israel. Here's one of the curses, 64. Uh-huh. And who? Who's doing this?
In the Lord.
Okay.
Shall scatter thee
Scatter again, diaspora, disperse. Read.
among all people.
Among who?
All people.
So in Europe, in Asia, in Iraq, in China, in Russia, in Americas, right? We'll be scattered. Read.
From the one end of the earth,
So far east, read.
even unto the other.
So in the Americas, read.
And there thou shalt serve other gods, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known.
See, so you're going to serve other gods when you get to that land of being scattered. So that other God will be what? Read.
Even wood.
Wood. What is wood? What is the worshiping of wood? It'll be Christianity. The cross, right? The cross. People worship the cross. That's part of the wood. Because Christ was crucified on a cross. So they worship. If there was a cross standing right here made of wood, people would walk up to it and do the thing and all that and touch it. That's idolatry. And also other woods can be groves like you read in Jeremiah when they're worshiping trees. And idolatry, right? Read.
Even
Wood
and stone.
and stone. Stone will be the cobblestone with Islam. That's another form of idolatry. Those are the two largest religions. Go ahead.
And among these nations shalt thou find no ease.
Among the nation you go to as a scattering, you will find no ease. So here in America, does the black and Latino man and Native American man have ease? Is it easy for us? No, it ain't easy. Give me where I say to the morning, 67.
Verse 60,
66.
verse 66.
No, 65.
65. And among these nations shalt thou find no ease.
You ain't gonna find no ease among these nations.
What club was that at?
Admit that a lot of people don't even realize they.
I've called her. She hasn't responded. I've called her more than a few times.
With the Zulu nation, I'm like, what the hell is this? I know nobody know what I'm talking about. You'll leave me on the island by myself. I don't know what the hell Bishop's talking about. That's what y'all do. Then after class, yeah, I knew what you were talking about. I just don't want to be caught out there. The hell is this? Get on my damn nerves. So read that again. 31.
So does the so-called white man have ease? Yes, he does. So this Bible ain't for him. He don't match this. Does the Chinese have ease? They come here and build Chinatown. San Francisco got Chinatown. LA got Chinatown. We got a Chinatown. Where's Blacktown? South Dallas. Oak Cliff is Blacktown. But we have no businesses. We might have a turkey hut, but if they selling weed, they get caught.
Neither shall the sole of thy foot have rest.
Do we have rest here today? I gotta work. I gotta get up early in the morning and then work till late night. And then when it happened in slavery, what was going on? Wake up early in the morning, pick cotton all day. It don't care if you was young or old, you will have to pick cotton. Read.
But the Lord shall give thee there a trembling heart.
So when we are in captivity or here in the where God said he'll scatter us, do we have a trembling heart? When the police is behind you, what happens? You good, you legal.
Yeah.
You got tax, registration is good, license is good, no weed, no nothing, but we still do what? Tense up. Because we don't know if he gonna lose his cool and shoot us for being innocent, right? Read.
And failing of eyes, and sorrow of mind.
So who's the one saying, hands up, don't shoot? Stop, I can't breathe. Who's saying that?
Bring it up.
Black Lives Matter. Black and Latinos are doing that. But other nations aren't doing that. So who is that fitting so far?
Black and Latino.
Black and Latino. Is the so-called white man in there?
Yeah.
No, right? Read.
And thy life shall hang in doubt before thee.
So our life hang in doubt before thee. Our life be hanging in doubt. We don't know what's coming in and going out. We don't know what's going to happen to us throughout the day.
Right.
Read.
And thou shalt fear day and night.
Day and night we have that fear. So at your home, right? When a car pulls up in your driveway, what y'all do? You look outside, right? See, so you know now, right? That's insurance of your life, right? You think the so-called white man doing that in Island Park, in University Park? No, because I've been there. I walked up one of the houses. They got their windows all open. I walked up to drop some off at the delivery. She did not even care if I was there because they feel safe in their neighborhood. We don't. There's a brother that just got shot last night, I think, while sleeping in his bed in I don't know if it's South Dallas or somewhere. Right? Read.
And shall have none assurance of thy life.
So we ain't got no assurance of a life. But the other people, the other nations do. So when God is talking about the other nations, like give me that second Esdras. Go first, go back to Mac. Yeah, give me second Esdras. Give me second Esdras. All nations of spittle.
Well,
So we understand that this Bible is for who?
Bible's for everybody.
Who does curses fit? Who do you think the curses fit? That was a curse. Who did it fit? So you all understand it. So what we just read about being scattered, worshiping wood and stone, about having no assurance of their life, who did that happen to? Hold on, get 68 right quick.
So
Get
just to
68.
make sure I'm understanding you guys. Salvation is just for Israel.
That's right.
The Bible is just for Israel.
That's right.
And so when God made his plan with Adam and Eve,
Adam and Eve,
he was only thinking about Israel.
That's right. Okay, because you about to leave, right? Okay, read, go to second Esdras, and I'll give it to, watch this.
The book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 6, and verse 54. And after these, Adam also, whom thou madest Lord of all thy creatures.
Because Adam is Lord of all the creatures, right? He was the first one created, right?
He's the first.
He named the animals. He's Lord over the creatures. Read.
Of him come we all.
So all people come out of Adam, right? Read.
And the people also whom thou hast chosen.
Who came out of Adam? Wait, read that part again. He missed it. Went over his head. Read.
Adam also whom thou madest Lord of all thy creatures.
So Adam is Lord of all the creatures.
Of him
Of Adam.
come we all.
We all come of Adam.
And the people also
And the people also
whom thou hast chosen.
whom God has chosen. Who is? Is Israel. Read 6, because Ezra is Israel. Right? And he said, Adam, all creatures come from Adam, but one nation that is chosen comes from Adam. So our is that nation chosen, and what Ezra is saying. Read.
As for the other people, which also come of Adam,
So there's other people that come out of Adam, right? Read.
thou hast said
Oh, here we go. Thou hast said.
that they are nothing.
Wait a minute. God said, as for the other people that come from Adam, he said they're what?
I'm listening.
Read it again. I thought you was listening.
As for the other people, which also come of Adam,
So the other people that come from Adam will be who? Because we said the chosen is who? Israel, right? So the other people will be who? All the other nations, right? Right. So, right. Because the Bible calls the other nations Ammon, Moab, a Hittite, a Canaanite, a Perizzite, a Jebusite. Those are Ishmaelite. Those are other nations outside of the nation of Israel. Because King David was doing what when he was conquering land?
Gentiles. And, bunch of folks.
Other nations. God said, go into the land of Canaan and destroy those nations.
Bring it out.
What was Joshua doing?
Doing the same thing.
Doing the same thing.
To finish it.
Right? And then under
Canaan, he wasn't going out.
Because that's where they call the cradle of civilization, right?
Yeah.
But it was all other nations. You were supposed to eradicate them. Read.
Thou hast said that they are nothing.
So who's the nothing?
Anybody but Israel.
Anybody but the nation of Israel. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 7. In the Apocrypha. You don't have the Apocrypha. Or 6, sorry. This is the Apocrypha. The hidden books which was taken out by Protestant church during the 1600s. Why? Because it has a revolutionary spirit in there when you read about Maccabees, when we had to conform to being a Gentile during the Greek captivity. So when you get to the New Testament, that's where it says Greek. So then when you talk about the Gentiles, it's talking about mostly, it refers to another nation, but it also refers to Israel being a Greek, being a Gentile, following after Gentile customs. So when you worship the wood or the stone, now you become an idolatry. Now you becoming a Gentile. So when you have pants on as a citizen not following the laws of God and calling your nationality what? African American. What's your nationality?
Israelite.
Well, you know that now. You know that now, or what was it? Okay, what's your nationality before you knew? African American, and you? So that's a Gentile. Right. Yes. You're living in a Gentile state of mind because when is the Lord's day? When is God's high holy day? Or we're supposed to go to church?
Saturday.
Huh? You gonna say Saturday?
Yeah, Saturday.
When's the Sabbath?
Saturday.
Sunday? Sunday. Majority say Sunday, right? So that's idolatry. That is in a Gentile state of mind. Did y'all celebrate Easter?
Celebrate.
Gentile state of mind. You celebrate birthdays?
Yeah.
Gentile state of mind. You celebrate Halloween?
Yes. I don't like Halloween.
You don't like it, but you did celebrate it before, right? Gentile state of mind.
Right.
All the holidays are Gentile states of mind. So that's where we're at. So we keep reading.
As for the other people, which also come of Adam, thou hast said that they are nothing.
So the Gentiles, the other nations, are nothing.
Right. But be like unto spittle.
What is spittle?
Spit.
Spit. So the other nations are what?
Spit.
Spit. We didn't write this. We didn't make this up. God said they are nothing and they are spit. When you spit, you want to put it back in your mouth?
Bring it out.
Hell no. God said that's what they like. Read.
And has likened the abundance of them.
All of them, Chinese, Japanese, white man, all the other Caucasian, Russian Caucasian, Arabs, all of them put together.
Unto a drop.
A drop. They are drop. Read.
That falling from a vessel.
So when you have a cup of water and a drop falls out, you're like, no, let me save the drop. No, you like, it's gone. God, that's that drop. That's what the other nations are. Read.
And now, O Lord.
Now, O Lord.
Behold, these
Heathen. What God called the other nations? Heathen, Gentiles, strangers. Read.
Which have ever been reputed as nothing.
They always had a history of being what? Nothing. Our forefathers knew there was nothing already. That's why King David said we got to eradicate them. That's why Joshua was like, I'm going to do what the Lord said. I'm going to take them out. King Saul said he left the Edomite. Remember? He left some. And what was that against God? Yeah, that was sin. They're not even supposed to go into the temple. Read.
Have begun to be lords over us.
Who's the Lord or the ruler over us right now?
Over Jesus. Yeah.
No, physically, who is the Lord over? Who's the ruler over us?
Bring it out.
Because you got an apartment or a house.
Yeah, I got a house.
You own it?
Yeah.
Okay, do you pay taxes on it, right? But if you put somebody in that house, you'll be what? The landlord, right? So that means you're ruling over them for that house. But you have to pay taxes, which that means somebody else is ruling over you for the taxes. So that, yeah, so they're the Lord over us. So who's ruling this country?
Gentiles.
The Gentiles, or what's their nationality?
Caucasians.
Caucasians. Say what?
Have begun to be lords over us.
Rulers over us. The Gentiles are ruler over us. The Caucasians are ruler over us. Chinese is ruler over us. Because we served in the China, and what is it, the Ming Dynasty? We served over there, right?
Black folks here?
Yes. We helped build the Great Wall of China.
Right.
Free.
And now, O Lord, behold, these heathen, which have ever been reputed as nothing, have begun to be lords over us.
So nothing is ruling over us right now. How do you feel when nothing is ruling over you?
Freedom.
Huh?
Freedom.
You feel freedom when nothing is ruling over? You know what I'm talking about, but as far as who's nothing, who is nothing? The other name, where? We're talking about the Bible.
Nothing like it.
No, not nothing, right? The nothing is somebody that other nations is ruling over us. How do you feel when?
You do feel lost, like,
Huh?
You do feel lost, like sometimes, but like you know, and there's no church, there's no like you know, and nothing is like.
But the nothing is the other nation. Or they're reputed as nothing. They are spit. God called them nothing. So there's people that are nothing are ruling over us. How do you feel that these people that are nothing are ruling over us when we're supposed to be ruling ourselves? You should feel some kind of way. When you read Ecclesiastes 7:7, it says oppression makes a wise man mad.
What is a nation? Nation is men leading by example.